guys, so in this week's video I'm going to be making up a drinks trolley. So when I do my pottery lessons I'll ask people if they want a drink or whatever, and I have like a kettle out the back and some tea bags, and it's all a bit messy and unorganised, and I just think it would be really nice if I had a little trolley which had some nice handmade mugs and some tumblers and a little pot of sugar, and you know, my tea bags, just a bit more organised and all together. I can put my kettle on it, and I just think it would be really nice and sweet to have a little drinks trolley. So today I need to make the actual mugs and tumblers, and a little sugar pot and a little dish for tea bags to go in. Oh, and a little spoon for the sugar pot as well. I thought that'd be really cute. So yeah, I hope you're excited for this video. I definitely am. I'm very excited to have my own little drinks trolley. I think it's going to be so cute. And yes, alright, let's get throwing. Okay, now I'm going to make my little sugar pot with, I think I weighed up 350 and 200 grams in the end, something around that. And I'm going to use my new calipers. I've been wanting to get some of these for ages. So they're double-ended, so you can measure the inside of your jar. And then on this side, it then tells you, it will give you the outside measurements of the flange of your lid. So yeah, excited to try these out. So I'm going to make the base of the jar first. I'm going to give it a slight curve on the base of this pot, like how I've done my mugs and tumblers, to kind of match their look. So rather than getting like a nice sharp corner in here, I've got a slight curve, so then when I pull up, it will be more of like a scoop from the inside rather than a dig in and a pull up. So now I'm going to add a bit more of the shape in on my last pull. I'm just going to get the final shape. So I'm just going to add a little bit more of a curve right into that bottom section. And then straight up the sides. Okay, so I can use this end to measure the inside down to these are a bit tight. So now when I measure my flange or my lid, that should fit around the outside of the flange. Make sure that this is wide enough before you start pushing down. And then we're going to use this bit of clay here that starts lifting up as the flange. So you just want to make sure it doesn't get too thin and spindly, so I kind of give it a little compress back down. And then I'm going to keep pushing out until we get the width right. So here I'm going to check in. So now you can see, so that's like way too wide, so I should be able to fit this around the outside. So I'm going to bring it back in again. I'm just going to take my finger and just push it back in. So it's still too wide. I hope this is right. My pot doesn't feel that small. Because it's flaring out a little bit, so I'm just gonna flare that in. Okay, so now you can see that that fits around the outside. It's a little tight down here, so I'm just gonna bring it in again a tiny bit, and then the rest can get trimmed off. So maybe something like that. You can see that's really tight, and there's enough thickness there that I can just trim into that corner and make it nice and super sharp, and then it should fit perfectly. I'm now just going to get this outside portion the same thickness as the inside, like that, by just pushing down and then just flattening this. This flange is also a little bit too tall, so I'm going to cut some of this. Off like that. And then you always want to re-measure, make sure it hasn't moved. No, looks good. And now I'm gonna get the outside portion right. So I'm gonna use my other calipers for that. And I'm just gonna measure the outside of my pot. And then I like to go a little bit wider. See, if that's the outside of my pot, how is that the inside? Something's gone wrong here, I think, guys. So I measured this, and that is, yeah, that's way bigger. What the hell? How can this be, guys? How can this be? I was thinking that looks so narrow. It's fine. We realised before it was too late, so I'm just gonna slide it on over. Okay, that's fine now. this little guy is gonna be a tea bag dish. So just super easy. Oops. Use this rib to shape it. Cute. Okay guys, so I've finished the 4 mugs, 4 tumblers, a sugar pot and a little dish for the tea bags to go in. I don't know what the heck happened with this guy. I don't know if I've just bought the wrong thing. It's called a double pointed caliper, or double ended caliper. And I just assumed that meant it would work for jars and lids. But maybe they are 2 different things, because I measured the inside of my jar with this side, and then I thought that would give me the outside measurements of my flange for the lid. But when I was doing it, I was like, this doesn't feel right. It felt so much smaller than what I kind of had in my head. So yeah, I'm going to check these out again on the website and see if they're actually something completely different to what I thought they were. Which is annoying because I bought 2 pairs that I was going to use in a lesson this week, so oh well. So now we're going to let these guys dry for a while, and then we'll trim them, attach the handles, make the little spoon for the sugar pot. Cool, I'll catch you back here in a couple of days. Morning guys! My mugs and tumblers and sugar pot and things have all dried to leather hard, so I can now like handle them, and they're not sticky but they're still like soft enough to trim. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to trim a nice curve into all the bottom of my mugs and tumblers. I need to trim my sugar pot to fit, so you can see it's so close to fitting, so once I just trim a tiny bit into that lid, that's going to fit perfectly. And then just a little bit off the base to make this super nice and curvy as well, of my little tea bag pot. Cool, so let's get started. Guys, my tea set has been bisque fired and I'm now ready to glaze it. I'm thinking I want to glaze it completely in my green glaze, which looks red in the bucket, you'll see in a second. And then I want to try kind of spraying over my white glaze because I've like done half and half before and like dipped it in the white, and that looks cool. It comes out a really nice like light green colour over the dark green, so I thought it could look cool if there were like some splash marks. So I'm going to try that. Don't know how it'll turn out, but I think it'll look cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna dunk my pots in the green glaze. I haven't got enough to fully submerge the taller pots, so I'm gonna submerge them as much as I can, and then once they've dried I'll flip them over and then just dunk the other side, and then yeah, spray on some white and hopefully they'll look great. Okay guys, the kiln is cool enough for me to unload it so we can finally get a look at the tea set fully glazed and see how it looks. I'm so excited. Okay. Cool. Okay, here are the mugs. I really like how they look, so you can kind of see little patches like this, which is where I put the white glaze on. And yeah, I feel like that looks really cool. It's just kind of given it an extra, like, slight variation in the colour. Feel nice and comfortable to hold. Handles are nice. You can get 3 fingers in there, which is nice and comfortable. Yay. I'm really pleased with that. So there's 4 mugs in total. Nice. Cool. Okay, this one turned out interesting. So on the mugs, the little dots, they kind of flow into the green glaze nicely and kind of, like, you can't tell so much that there were literally splodges of glaze on it. But this one, I did it on the inside as well. And I think obviously because it's flat in there, the white glaze isn't kind of flowing into the other glaze so much. You can literally see there's like little spots, which I don't love so much, but it's okay because it's just going to be used to put tea bags in after they've been in the cup. It's still cool. So these are just basically exactly the same but without a handle. So these will be tumblers for people that want like a soft drink, like a squash or a cordial or something. Okay, now for the sugar pot. So I always find my jars with the lid on so that they don't warp and then not fit, but it does mean, okay, yay! Sometimes they can get a little bit stuck. Cute. Love that. Here are my other 2 tumblers. So 4 tumblers, 4 mugs, a sugar pot and a tea bag dish. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video and getting to see like the whole process behind making pottery. I'm really pleased with how my tea set turned out. I absolutely love the colour of them. They're super comfy to hold. I would take a sip of my tea right now, but it's still very hot and I just know I'm going to burn my mouth, so. But it smells good. While editing this video, I realised I completely forgot to film me putting the handles on the mugs. But if you've seen my vlog where I made a teapot, it's exactly the same process. So if you haven't seen it, maybe you could check that out after you've watched this one. It's really nice to have an organised tea trolley rather than just the mess I had before out in my back room. So now when people come for lessons and I ask them if they want a drink, I can just nip into the next room rather than having to go right into the back, and I can make them up a nice drink on my trolley. So yeah, really pleased. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a little thumbs up and maybe even subscribe. That'd be really cool. And I'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much, guys.